What do you think the future of online poker is? Do you think we're gonna see a day where we get some legalization in the United States?
I hope so. Like I signed with GG Poker, right? GG Poker is not available in the United States right now, but they're trying to be available in the US, available in Canada, and a lot of different places. And so I'm involved in the back end of what that looks like in terms of getting a license. And right now, it appears as though we got to do it state by state. Okay, so it's not going to be like a federal law that will pass, but we're already live. You know, there's already online poker in Nevada. You have it in Pennsylvania now. You have it in Atlanta, New Jersey. So if you can get California and New York on board, now you've got like a big piece of the pie. The next step is to connect to Europe, because the good old days that you probably played poker in, you can play with people from all over the world. A lot of what countries do now is they segregate. If you play on in France, you're not playing on .com, you're playing on .fr. So you can only play against the French players. Or in Italy, they do the same. That's not good, because you want to be able to play with a lot more people. So I think it'll happen. I think, Andrew Yang, who I'm hosting an event for on the 13th, he's been the only one to make a statement on online poker, but he's like, well, this is stupid. This is like illegal. So he obviously comes up with a practical, logical solution that it should be.
That guy's got so many plans. like
I love him.
I don't agree with all of his plans, but I agree with his process. Like I like that he sort of thinks it through and comes up with an idea. I don't know.
I wonder which plan you don't agree with, like the really, really smart ones, the amazing ones, the perfect ones. What plan that he has could you not like?
I thought his math hats, I thought that was a photoshopped meme until I saw a photo of people wearing math hats.
Make America think harder, right?
Yeah,
Make America think harder.
Oh, I thought it was about like adding and subtracting.
No,
too.
Dude, I think it's brilliant. I like it. Universal basic income is the one I think is ahead of its time.
Oh my God, that is such a no-brainer. I will bet you whatever money you have.
I'm not betting you, Daniel.
Universal basic income is a no-brainer that is inevitable to happen. He's just ahead of the curve. I guarantee you that this will happen in the United States and the rest of the world. It will have to. As you continue to see automation take over truck driving jobs and, you name it across the board, there's just not going to be enough jobs for people. And the UBI is going to help with a VAT tax, of course, that pays for it. It's going to be inevitable. Like that's a thing that's happening.
Truck driving automation will take care of itself. All those drivers are 55 and older over the next 20 years, 15 years as they retire and they get replaced. We just won't have to backfill them. Bam.
Won't have to. So then what happens to the younger generation? Like that's
the
30 million
drivers
jobs
who aren't
in the United
driving
States.
trucks now, they'll get other jobs.
No. So if you eliminate 30 million of those jobs, malls continue to close because Amazon can just send you stuff. So there's no point. There's no more retail. Fast food workers can be replaced. Factory workers can be replaced. All right. So I see a lot of jobs being replaced. And then, so maybe there's some more tech jobs that open up. But for who?
And tech jobs don't open up in the same ratio. That's why those jobs went away, right?
And what kind of education do you need, right?
Yeah, and that one job replaces 10 or 12 or 15.
Exactly.
Right? So that's what happens, right? Yeah. So I get that. Having said that, the idea that new jobs won't pop up, to me, is synonymous with saying that human wants are satiable, that people won't just keep desiring more and more things. There will always be new jobs because the standard of living will just keep increasing. And as things get automated, people will have more stuff and there'll be more jobs.
The issue that you're facing is the type of jobs that will be available. These new jobs, they will be available to people of means that can go to college, go to university and like study and, get a background in tech or whatever like that. But your average Joe who doesn't have the luxury of, paying for college or anything like that, the working man, if you will, of average or below average intelligence, the jobs available for them are going to continue to dissipate. And that's dangerous. And that's a problem, I think.
I think that it is definitely an inevitability, but I think that Yang is ahead of his time with it. I don't think we're ready for it now. And I don't think it's necessary yet, but I do agree. Like I always say, like the Star Trek model is coming, that age where there's a zero scarcity time period for humanity is eventually coming, but we're not there yet.
Does he say,
close?
I'm not familiar with this UBI plan that much, but it's only going to like net taxpayers, right?
No, everybody,
everyone.
If you're 18 or above, you'll get $1,000 a month, period, right? The way that they pay for that, the major way you pay for that is with a VAT tax, a value added tax. And the thing that people were calling that regressive, it isn't regressive because all necessities, toothpaste, toothbrushes, all those things that people will need, that's exempt from VAT. If you buy a yacht and you pay $1 million for a yacht, you pay 1.1. That goes into the system, and spreads the wealth a little bit. It's essentially also replacing a lot of government wasted programs like food stamps. I don't think you need food stamps anymore if you just give people money themselves and allow them the opportunity to choose for themselves. How do I want to spend this money, right? Like you spend all this money on these programs, right? Which I don't want and I don't use. Just give me the money and I'll figure it out myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For people who don't know, like maybe Americans, a VAT tax is very similar to a sales tax. It's not based on what you earn. It's based on what you buy. And he just wants everything to be, I'll call it 10% more expensive, except for the most necessary things. Us New Jersey guys are used to that in our sales tax. Toilet paper, clothing, that's not taxed. Restaurants, I don't know, fun stuff, that's taxed. That's how the VAT tax would work. And then they'll take all that money and then they'll just give it to everybody, $1,000 a month to everybody over 18. And it's kind of neat. They're like, even to millionaires? He's like, everybody. And I like that in a government service as a general philosophy. Buttigieg, who's kind of my guy, is like, some of his plans don't apply to wealthy people. And it's like, fuck off, right? And I say that because, like, what if I said, you like, hey, you know, a couple of people on this call, you've got police. A couple of people, you buy your own police because, you know, you can afford it. A couple of people here, you buy your own fire department. Oh, public library? That's not for you. You can bite me. No. Like, that's not how government services are supposed to work. Everybody. Don't put income checks on everything so that the people who pay the most tax get the least services. That's crazy.
It also lowers the cost of implementing things like that, right? It's like now we don't need a whole group of people like the IRS to be like doing the fucking algebra to figure out if you qualify for a fire department and a police department, or if can we do a bundle? Can I get like the whole bundle where I get fire, rescue, EMS, police? No, I don't want. Can we go a la carte on this? I don't need police. No, like that's just waste. So giving it to everyone is probably honestly even cheaper.
Possibly, yeah. And it's also moral.
I don't
to
know
me.
enough to
Like,
dispute that.
Yeah.
No one can. That's how I said it.
Yeah. So I don't mean to be self-serving on it, but yeah, like I feel like there's a morality problem when you just start exempting people from government services because they should.
No, we should fucking
punished.
eat the rich.
Bernie Sanders did say, he said billionaires should not exist, and I was wondering whether that meant like line them up and shoot them all, you know, eat them as you said, or just like take all their money, put them in prison. I don't know.
They look like a tender
Bernie's
bunch.
plan to redistribute good pussy for everyone. Yeah.
Who did say something like that?
That's Bill Clinton for sure.
No. Somebody.
Well,
Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson said that. He like his incel solution could be interpreted as women should just give up that pussy more often.
That's hilarious. Jordan Peterson, you said?
Well, I think he corrected his phrasing.
Why people
Yeah.
can be upset about being an incel when you could just take prescription pills.
But yeah, Jordan Peterson felt like this. There's like this whole subsection of guys who aren't getting laid and who have all sorts of destructive negative behavior who would just be better off if women would fuck them a little more.
Think about how much better the school shooting situation would get if
girls would take one for the team now and then, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that would be something if we were paying into. Imagine like that would go over real well with the Christian right, like the idea of like paying taxes into prostitutes for the incels, like government mandated sex, like. You know,
you put that on the ballot.
How do I vote for Daniel?
But I would vote for it.
Dude, I would. Can you imagine how upset like women would be at the prospect of that? Where it's like,
what, they don't like new jobs?
Yeah, why are women against jobs in your world, Taylor?
And why is it only women? Male gigolos, bro. That's a thing too.
Ooh. No, they're not going to be nearly as popular.
They're pretty popular out here in Vegas. I don't know if you ever saw the show Gigolos. Showtime, but there's male prostitutes. That's a thing now because a lot of women too, they don't want the strings. They're like, well, I can get a stud who's ripped, who knows what he's doing, and it's wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
It sounds like a good job, and then I bet you have to just listen to their shit all night.
See, being a male gigolo is a lot like you're fucking ugly bitches all day.
Well, you guys have never seen the show, I guess. Like you
I
fuck
don't have Showtime. No one does.
Oh, you fuck some big bitches. You fuck some, some not some older bitches. You fuck you name it. They're kind of they run the spectrum for sure.
Hot like 19-year-old bitches. No, I don't think you fuck. Yeah, that
they're swimming in dick.
Right?
Fine.
Like the gif with the hot dogs that hit the girl in the face.
Yeah. Man, I'm just gonna have fun brainstorming more universal basic income ideas. We got $1,000 a month. We got pussy.
That's what it's for.
Everybody should get like a little bit of weed sent to them every month and really chill everybody out. I think,
It might.
I'll vote for that as well.
It would help the junk food industry.
it would. You know what? No, you're right. That we're already too fat. We don't need.
You'd think weed
encouraging
smokers would be fat, but I think they're not. I think I saw a study that came out recently. Who knows? It could be contradicted. But as much as you'd think weed smokers would get fat on munchies, they were thinner on average. So
Really?
yeah. Now I'm thinking in my own
That's
head.
surprising.
I wonder if they accounted for age, because I'd argue they're younger on average, and younger people are thinner on average.
I think
too.
that's probably the correlation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.